Hola, mi espacita. Está una bagel para mí. As you can tell, I don't speak Spanish. I speak the most limited amount of Spanish, and that's just like for work, and that's just like, tu trabajo en línea de, stuff like that. The most limited as shit, just to tell them, hey, you work over here, and hey, you do this, and hey, you gotta, do that. That is it. That is it, folks. That is my job. Tell people to work certain places, tell people to do shit. While I also work places. But, yeah, the world is a soft place today. You can barely make jokes. Andrew Tate got kicked off of social media platforms for, speaking his mind and doing that stuff. Which is definitely wrong. You can't just kick people off of a platform if they weren't inciting violence of any kind. Or targeting a specific group of people. Or just targeting people in general, or making people feel unsafe or something like that, which he never did. He never, he talked about his experiences, he talked about his views, which his views were probably wrong, but at least in my opinion, a lot of them were wrong. But it's not enough where you can kick him off of a platform or, say that he was hurting people or anything like that. Like, he was just inciting his opinion to the public. And to kick him off of a platform or to ruin his career off of that, I mean, he's got enough. He doesn't really need anything else. But it was definitely dumb. All right, and you gotta bring him back. All right, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like, what if so many people, right, start posting like, hey, I don't know, like start posting some dumb shit, but not hateful shit or anything like that, just dumb. Just dumb. Stuff like, if you don't like sparkling water, you're dumb. Shit like that. And every single person that posted that got banned, right? One, that's not good for the business of the company, for whatever social media platform that you're using, say YouTube or TikTok, anything like that. It's just not good for the company, because you're losing a ton of people who would use it. The applause.
Taking fire.
But yeah, so
Reloading. Care package. Try grabbing something moving at that trajectory. Recharging shields.
Rival shield. Reloading.
Taking fire.
I downed an enemy. Shield. Reloading. Another rival cast off. Contact with rifle.
Help! I'm down. Bogey right here.
Fire. Reloading. Shields are recharging. Enemy shield.
But yeah, I mean, you can't just kick somebody off of a platform. I had to focus there. I'm sorry, but you can't just kick somebody off of a platform or ruin a career just because of stupid shit like that. I mean, it feels awful to see. I mean, definitely feels awful to do. Because I mean, like, hey, if you cause somebody to go on the streets just because, say, they started a YouTube channel, they had maybe like 5K subscribers, and they say something that might be a little bit on edge, maybe not too on edge, but say, I don't know, like, Karens are bad, they going to talk to the manager, or treating your kids this way, or always harassing public workers, saying stuff like that, and say his viewership consisted of a few Karens, and then the Karens started posting on his videos saying that he sucks and to blacklist him and never watch his videos and stuff like that, and then YouTube takes a handle on it and then starts to ban some of his videos or demonetize his videos or stuff like that. Then that's
Pro tip, don't try taking fire.
What lies behind this?
that's definitely a bad thing.
Antagonist down.
Under fire.
Reloading.
Bogey right here.
Reloading.
Double kill. Well done.
I'm recharging my shields.
Yeah, but I mean, saying that shit is dumb.
Rifle shield.
And definitely not a smart thing to do. Because sometimes people hate it, but it is, especially when you're starting out low. But, obviously people have their own opinions and they want to say them. And I feel like taking them off a platform or hurting somebody's career or hurting somebody's lifestyle, their livelihood, is
They cannot
just a really douchey thing to do. That's like going up to a guy's business, right? Because, I don't know, maybe something that he couldn't possibly have controlled. Say somebody says something wrong in their business or something that's not even that bad, right? And then you're like, oh, this place sucks because that guy was there. And you ruin his business. And then that guy goes viral for saying something that he said in private that wasn't even that bad. He was just saying, say, the Karen thing, right? Which is obviously can be, you can interpret it as a mean thing, but you definitely can't like ban a person from social media or hurt somebody over that. That's just dumb. And to now have to sit there, try to make money, and people don't want to hire you because they know that you're that guy that was on social media. That guy that was seen doing this thing that certain people found bad, or because you're not gonna hire. That's like hiring a social media artist or something like that as a sponsor. You see all those mobile game ads or stuff like that. No mobile game company would do that if they saw the people get canceled. That's no point in doing that. It's not going to help your company. It's going to hurt your company because the people are going to be like, oh, I can't believe that these people actually, went to this guy to try to get their stuff out there. They went to a racist and they went to a guy who is.
One sec. Healing up.
A guy who said this and said that. It hurts their career. It hurts the people around them. Because now people, if they see this guy on the street and maybe this other guy said he was popular or something, that's like if PewDiePie randomly called out on me and saying that my content was trash and I should never go on YouTube. Do you know how many people would come to this channel? Obviously that would help. A lot of people would come to the channel and stuff and look at it or whatever, but they would never stay. They would just try to put me down or something like that. Obviously I don't think anybody in the industry almost would ever do that, right? But obviously that does not. It's not gonna help me. It'll help me for a bit, and then it'll go down, and then people would never watch the shit again because they're like, oh, well, PewDiePie said that was bad. How can it be good?
Ready for burn. How copy? Go for burn. At this time, all electronics should be set to airplane mode. This means use simulacrums.
Yeah, so I feel
Thermite grenade.
I feel like that shit's dumb, and Andrew Tate should definitely be back to social media. I mean,
Recharging shield.
even calling him out in the first place. I think banning him was definitely a bad idea. Especially because some of the people behind him, not talking like, you know, like the Romanian mafia or anything like that. I'm talking about like people who believed in some of the shit that he was saying. Which I don't think most people did, but anybody who did would be thinking like, why are they, you know, banning him from social media or whatever. And I think that, you know, they should bring him back. They should probably apologize in the first place. Because, like, you know, banning people for this just because they think, oh, he was a little bit misogynistic and then I'm going to ban him for that, you know, or whatever. I think he was a little bit of this, I'm going to ban him for that. It's just like a cop randomly going around and then being like, well, this guy, I think he might be a little bit misogynistic or racist. I'm going to arrest him. This guy's a little bit, and then that's going to be on their permanent. Say if it's a kid, especially like somebody who's good at school, you know, they're doing that shit. For them to get arrested, to be on their permanent record, to be on these, you know, like say a job, right? To be on a job thing, people are going to be like, oh, well, this guy got arrested. I wonder, you know, I'm not going to hire him. That he might be a bad influence on the people of my company. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that, right? I don't know why this guy's not rezzing. He's like playing passively. I mean, he's Newcastle, but obviously it's gonna hurt their career. It's gonna hurt their future life. It's gonna hurt their kids in the future. People are gonna be knowing about that guy who said this, said that. It's definitely, I don't know. Good try. But I feel like the way the world is now is definitely not a good place. I feel like we definitely need to change certain things. People should be allowed to say what they want when they want to say it. As long as it doesn't hurt people, obviously. I'm against hurting people. I am a pacifist. I only believe in Winnie the Pooh. Only Winnie the Pooh speaks the truth. Only Winnie the Pooh can win my heart, my love, and my affection. But I feel like if you're one of those people, right, that was like, I'm glad that Andrew Tate got banned, I would suggest not being so glad. Because it just means that they can forcefully ban people whenever they want for saying stuff.
Crashing and burning over here.
I shot at an enemy shield. Drawing back the veil.
And I feel like for being able to say that shit, you need to be able to say that shit, even if it's.
I'm taking fire. I'm recharging my shield.
Yeah, but I feel like you need to be able to say what you want. I mean, the world, and one of the things that I also hate, oh my god, I hate it so much, cultural appropriation. I don't even understand what that word means. It's so annoying. So essentially, right, I'm an American, and the entire American people are basically like the very definition of cultural appropriation. All we do is that we take different things from different countries and then made it into our own. That is the whole reason we are a country today. Okay, which is just dumb. So if you think that shit, just stop. All right. You know, if I decide that I want to wear this piece of clothing and it might be, say, a traditional Chinese piece of clothing, people are gonna be like, "Oh, how dare you wear a piece of Chinese clothing? You're not Chinese." And I'm gonna be like, "No, I'm not fucking Chinese. You're right, but like, what is that? Why can't I wear a piece of clothing? If I want to use chopsticks, which I do, I legitimately use chopsticks because I thought that they were cool."
I'm recharging my shields.
That is it. That's the reason I thought they were cool.
Unveil. Care package incoming. Shields are
I thought they were cool, and I thought that they were fun, and I still believe that they're fun, and I still believe that they're cool.
Need to compose myself.
Taking fire.
Spotted an enemy shield.
Bandit down.
I'm taking fire.
Got another one down. Reloading. I'm grounded.
Reloading.
Bandit.
Yeah. But I mean, so if I use these chopsticks, right, and I go to work and I'm using the chopsticks because I think that using chopsticks is cool, and also just, I don't know, it feels better in my hands. Like some people wear gloves because they feel it feels better. Some people in basketball, they wear some like either like a tape around, or volleyball, they wear tape around their fingers and stuff like that because they feel better when they use it. It is a personal preference. If I use a fork different than instead of when I'm eating pasta and somebody uses a spoon, I'm not gonna berate the guy for using a spoon. I'm not gonna attack him because he's using a spoon. I'm gonna be like, hey, you're using a spoon, that's cool. Like, and people will be like, oh, that's cultural appropriation. So you're telling me I'm not allowed to use another person's culture, or another person? That's like saying, oh, Thomas Edison invented the light, or something like that. You can't use the light. Huh? Huh? What? Bullshit. It is a total stupid concept in the first place. Using other people's culture makes people remember that culture, which is the whole reason we had that culture in the first place. So say like endangered species, there are only a few species out there, and I want to get people to know that this, there's only a few species out there, that was a dumb part. There's only a few animals in that species that are remaining. So like, I don't know, like manatees or something. I want people to know about manatees, what they look like, what they do, what they do for society, what they do for the ecosystem. I want people to know about honeybees. I want people to know what the honeybees do. I want to make sure that they know that they make honey and that they're a good source for the world and stuff like that. If somebody said like, oh, I don't want you to share the culture of the honeybees because that's the honeybees culture and not yours, that is dumb. That makes the culture live on. It is that's like, hey, I don't want you to have kids. I don't want your culture to move on. I don't want your lineage to move on. Huh? And plus cultures, they advance, like ancient Chinese history and ancient Chinese clothes and modern Chinese clothes are obviously very different. There is traditional Chinese clothing, and if I were to go out and wearing Chinese traditional clothing, maybe somebody would be like, hey, why are you doing that? That is cultural appropriation. What am I doing? Am I hurting them by wearing this? No, because most of the time when you ask these people, the real, like traditional Chinese people, the older generation, say, the people who are actually, these people are arguing against, they don't care. In fact, it makes them happy because it means that you are using their culture, you are advancing their culture. More people use their culture, more people respect their culture. There's a difference between wearing and respecting. If I wear Chinese clothes, as long as I'm respectful while wearing them and not like using scissors and cutting them up or something and being like, oh, this is what I think of Chinese clothing, then what am I doing that is wrong? I'm doing everything fine. Or if I sing like an old, I don't know, like an old folktale and it's from Greece or something, or I talk about wear something that's like ancient Greece or ancient Roman, I'm not appropriating any culture. I am not hurting them in any way. I'm not hurting anybody. So you cannot cancel me. You cannot try to make me take off these clothes or something and go wear new ones or some shit. If you want to do that, I might as well just drop the clothes then and there and just show you my naked bare body because it's because you're being an ass. Don't do that. That is bad. But I mean, it hurts me when I see that stuff. Like it is wrong. It is dumb. Don't do it. Man, I need to stop talking about this. If I keep talking, it's gonna go on for ages, bro. It's gonna go on for ages. It's never gonna end. And then again, like, it's so dumb. It's like you eat Chinese food, and they're like, oh, how dare you eat Chinese food? That is bad. How dare you do that? I don't know why I put a Chinese accent for that. But, like, how dare you do that? What? How dare I eat food? How dare I try different foods, try different things? Embrace my cultural knowledge? I don't know, I couldn't find a word. But, like, oh, man. Just don't be dumb, guys. Just don't be dumb. That's all I ask. Goodbye, and I hope you liked the video.